Alright guys, so we're up here on this roof now, and the nice thing was the insurance adjuster was out here yesterday. So this roof is chalked per the insurance adjuster, so let's get a look at these markings and see what was on their mind. Guys, whenever you're on these roofs, this is not steep, it's probably a 5 or a 6, but be very, very careful, especially if you don't have like Cougar Paws or something like that on. So over here he's saying mechanical damage, that's what that means. And mechanical damage is referring to these linear lines right there. I agree with him. That's mechanical damage. That was caused by a razor blade or something like that. On the left, he's indicating that it's a 512 pitch and that there is, he's indicating that it's a 512 pitch and that there is 7 wind damage shingles. And the wind damage shingles look something like this. There's a crease right there. There's one that's flipped back. There's one that's missing right there. That's what he's indicated. And so, you know, my question is, now I started slipping, so I'm getting back up to the ridge. But what you have to, so we're in Ohio, and this is a reasonable appearance state. And so if you just look at this shingle here, what color is it? I don't know. A gray of some sort, and what color is it supposed to be? Now also you gotta look it over there, over by that satellite dish. There's all kinds of algae and things like that you have to take into consideration as far as creating a reasonable appearance goes. And on top of that, condition. I mean, look at the granule loss in this shingle. I mean, you can tell just by the granule loss that most likely this roof is not going to be in repairable condition. So that argument needs to be made as well. Look at the way this meter mast is attached right here. You got a cable, like a support cable, that runs right in this roof, you know? So, and it doesn't have a split boot or anything on it, so you may have to get a an electrician involved in this. Let's see. Nothing indicated here. What's interesting, guys, is right over here on both sides he's indicated hail. Do you think hail, if you have slopes facing 2 different directions, you got hail everywhere, man. It's just miraculously, and look, he's got no hail on this side, but just on the other side of this ridge facing the same direction, he's got 12 hail hits. That doesn't make any sense. So on the front, right here, mechanical, referring to this line. I agree, that's mechanical. WT, weather and deterioration, I'm assuming is what that means. And I probably agree with that. But once again, take that in consideration. When you have, look at that, just barely putting my finger there, the shingle falls apart. That's not repairable. So, important note to make. So anyways, guys, the important note to make here is at this point, the insurance company basically has acknowledged damage, but they're stating that the amount of damage doesn't surpass the deductible amount. I disagree. I think that this roof is unrepairable. I think that a reasonable appearance is not possible, and I think that we need to have a full roof replacement on this job. Alright guys, it's important too to give the attic a peek when you're out at these properties. You got to look at what the decking looks like in case it's gapped or spaced or anything that'll give you a hard time during the roofing process. You don't want to figure that out while you're roofing. Give it a look beforehand. You have some delamination starting in here. See where those nails are punching through and the wood's falling apart. See that? Where the wood's falling apart. When the nails are coming through, that's delaminating. That's starting to get in bad shape. When you put your nails to it, just starts, you know, becoming a non-nailable surface pretty soon here after you start getting it. So these are the drones that we use here for our residential services. When it comes to residential drone inspections, we can do anything from aerial photography to a comprehensive video of all the damages in question. The other thing that these drones can do here is they can actually get together your roof measurements. So for those of you out there that are using a program like EagleView, sometimes you can't get the measurements that you need, and so we can take this anywhere and get you your measurements. We can even get you a material list and exact-made estimates. Alright guys, so we're just about to take off right now, and obviously check your screen to make sure there's no issues with the drone. And actually right now it's saying that I need to calibrate my compass. So before we take off, we gotta calibrate the compass, and it's a real easy process. So step back a little bit and let's show them how to calibrate the compass. All you gotta do is do 2 series of circles. So now we're starting, and we're gonna go in the circle. And it doesn't look like it registered, so we'll try. Oh yeah, now you got to rotate it on its side and do the same thing. And compass calibration complete. Screens to go, we're ready to fly. Next thing you do before you start flying, just look up. Make sure you're not going to run any trees or any power lines or anything like that. We're nice and clear. So we're going to start the engines. And I'm going to take off. Okay, so first thing I want to do on this house, like I said, is I want to get a picture of the address. So you can see the drone. You actually come over here if you see that. So the drone is looking at the address and snapping our picture. Now, if you look at this property, kind of cameraman do a 360 here, you'll be able to see the house, and we have detached structures over here. So this is exactly the reason why you want to get a high altitude shot. So within that shot, you're seeing both the house and the detached structure in that shot. So we're going to fly up to about 250 feet. Okay, so our altitude right now is 159 feet, and as you can see, we can see the house and this garage here. So let's go up to 200. Okay, 210 feet. You can see both of them really good. I'm gonna back the drone up so we can get this picture kind of in the center of the screen, just like that. Capture. Now, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to only focus on the house, and I'm going to drop to 100 feet and do another set of pictures. Okay, so I'm about 100 feet there. And I'm gonna move so the drone is kind of looking at the ridge, and just take one straight down picture. So it's just a comprehensive overview picture of the house itself. And I'm gonna get that picture. Now I'm gonna drop down to about 50 feet, and I'm gonna get a picture of the front, the side, the back, and the side. So at this point, why don't you watch the drone? Okay, so now we have a comprehensive overview of this roof. Guys, keep in mind, if we didn't already make this clear, this is a mock-up. There's not actually damage to the structure. This is just for training purposes, so it's not going to be quite as precise as it would be in the event that we actually had damage. But let's just say, for example, we had damage just right above this dormer here on the house. You take the drone here, and you just drop it right down over here. And you click the picture, but you know what? Let's kind of back up. Before we get that picture, we need our orientation, right? So let's get a little bit of altitude and let's back up a little bit. Right? So now let's look at here. Look on the tablet here. Now when we take this picture, the estimator is going to know you're at the front of the house, because there's the front door, right? So we're going to take a picture here, and then same thing. Let's go kind of up a little bit. Oops, that was the altitude, not forward. I still want to keep the door in the shot, so let's keep that door in the shot still. Okay, can still barely see that door. Take another shot, and now we're going to go right up to the damage. And this is where you'd get right up on the roof, and you take that shot like that. Now, let's say for example, this dormer over here, where the shingles transition into that wood style siding, and you wanted to get a picture of the flashing or something like that, you know. So we'd back the drone up, get orientation so you know you're getting a picture of the dormer on the front of the house. So if you look at the tablet here, you know, you may want to pan the camera down so you can see the front door, take a picture, bring the camera up a little bit, take a picture. You know, now you can see that the dormer's on the front of that house. Now we're going to fly it right over to the dormer. And you might want to take a picture of, you know, the dormer from that perspective. And now you lower it and you get real close. Those are warnings, those are your sensors letting you know that you're getting close to stuff. And you look at that transition right there where the roof meets the siding, and another picture there. So it's real simple, guys. All the pictures you take are the same. So when you're taking your ground pictures with your camera, you're going in a circular pattern. Same thing with the drone, same thing with the interior. It's always the same. So I hope that was comprehensive. If you guys have any questions, reach out to me. But that's all you got to do for the drone. So let's get her on the ground.